Um, if your watches have been telling you to stand up, maybe it's time. You can shake things up. I'm okay. Um right? So again, thank you everyone. Thank you Medicall for the opportunity. Um I wanted to talk about marketing with AI in healthcare, but it's really hard act to follow post Elias. He's already opened up the entire Pandora box of AI tools. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to bring a fresh perspective to marketing with AI, not in terms of the tool, but in terms of the approach itself, right? And we'll quickly go through that and what AI can do to make things different from the way they have been today. Right? Here's a short quote. In an industry that vows to do no harm, marketing strategies often focus more on patient acquisition than patient care. Every marketing discussion starts with numbers. We're talking about ROIs, we're talking about spend, we're talking about channels of acquisition. So there has been a lot of discussion about how marketing should be designed for healthcare organizations, right? I don't think there is a right or wrong, but what we are trying to say is that with technology evolving, maybe there are better ways to do things, right? Mixing everything that we have already been doing, but now trying to bring that to forefront in a more innovative way, right? So here is how most of the marketing teams look at least the healthcare marketing aspects, right? There are mechanisms to generate leads. This can be over socials, it can be over local SEOs, global SEOs, your old social media channels, videos. Most of the content that you're generating, right, it's primarily to educate, engage with the patient, but at the end of the day, you also would want them to act, right? Is make people aware of the problem that they really want solution to, and then position yourself as a person who can really help them. Right? That's the intent of the marketing. Right? Of the 200 plus hospitals that we have worked closely with, one thing that we understand is there is a lead generation channel and there is a, let's say, conversion channel which is already built. Right? Most of you already know this, probably would already have working telecaller teams who take the leads, make the calls, do the conversion, right? That's the mechanism, right? What we think has been missing for quite some time, especially in the Indian context, is the engagement part, right? The mid-segment part. Once you identify that a person or a patient or a customer, they have a need, right? You try to then engage with them, try to educate them, try to answer their questions, try to bring them to a point where they feel sufficiently empowered to make that decision, to to really book an appointment, to talk to you, to come and see you, etc. Right? So that's the missing part, right? Why has it not been done till today? It's primarily not been done today because it requires a lot of effort, right? It requires a lot of effort for, let's say, a retail brand to do it. But when it comes to healthcare, this becomes even more expensive proposition, because now you don't need a person who has telecaller experience. You need a telecaller person who also have a medical knowledge to actually sufficiently substantiate customers' questions and answers, right? Unfortunately, I don't think we have enough doctors in the world, and especially in India, that we can spare any of them to do any of these jobs, right? And that's where I think a lot of feedback that was given, right? Where you could do a Q&As, build your own videos, so that it's helping the patient to answer the questions indirectly through you, where you're not answering them directly, but you're making somehow content being made available so that they can still go and get that personalized response they were looking for, right? This is how we've been working till today. And what we think with the AI getting introduced, there is an opportunity to change this, right? And that's something that we are trying to bring in, right? But before we go there, we also wanted to take a look from a, let's say, from a patient's perspective, right? What is the patient expecting? How does he expect the care personalization to happen? And at least in this context, the size matters, right? Because the expectations of the patients change based on how you project yourself to be, right? When I am looking to go to a clinic, I am not expecting the doctor will pick up my phone and talk to me, right? But I am at least expecting that there will be somebody to help me book an appointment, right? When I go to a clinic, I don't want to sit there for an hour waiting for my turn to come. I at least need to know if there is a token mechanism, right? Some way to tell me when am I going to see the doctor, right? If I know that the token number is 5 and mine is 10, I know I can mentally I can sit there and say 10 minutes, take here and there, I wait 30 minutes, right? That's how I am working in my mind. And this is every patient in every clinic, right? Irrespective of small town, big town, I don't think the size, the place or the city matters. It is a very consistent need of every patient, right? Time is money, and with social media making everybody so, let's say, so hyperactive all the time that we need dopamine every now and then, right? The time to sit in a place and to do nothing and to just keep on waiting, it becomes very exhaustive for patients as well, right? So that is the least they are expecting, right? But let's say you move to a single specialty hospital, right? You now, patient are expecting, okay, appointment management system would be there, right? They would have a way to tell me when I will get the appointment. There would be a way to tell me if I am next or not, right? That's bare minimum. But now they're also expecting, oh, will I get a reminder for my appointment? Maybe that's a great thing to have, right? Will I also get an e-prescription so that I don't have to take the paper around everywhere? Maybe that's another great thing to have, right? But can the no, when you talk about single specialties, you're already serving a very narrowed segment, right? They're expecting more. They're expecting, oh, can I also have something more, right? Do you have insurance desk in the office, in the hospital? Does the insurance desk help me? Can I know information before hand coming there, right? Simple things. These are not new things that they're asking. This is a very common expectation that everybody is trying to build over time, right? The moment you talk about multi-speciality and super speciality, the expectations start to build, right? A big hospitals, big lobbies, the hospital that is right in front of my house in Bangalore actually has a chandelier in the entrance, right? So when I walk into that hospital that has a chandelier, I am expecting way more than what I would expect from a clinic, right? I'm not expecting ease of appointment anymore. I am expecting a 5-star welcome, right? I'm expecting my case history to be followed. I want reminders. I want my entire care journey to be tracked. But right now, this is all very sporadic, right? It's all broken systems. Lot of system, lot of HMS, lot of digitization is coming in place. We're yet to see how that is getting passed on to the patients, right? Lot of this is something that is available to the hospital, to the staff inside. Lot of ecosystem inside the hospital is getting benefited from the digitization purpose. But how much of this is then getting extended to the world outside is something that still we can debate about, right? So where are we failing, right? I think we're failing at scale. And what I mean by that is to implement this in a large ecosystem, to build this and scale it up for, let's say we can do this for 100 patients, but when it comes to 1,000 patients, then we kind of, we see the cracks. And that's primarily because of 2-3 things, right? Your first and the biggest challenge today is that even today, and you can take the statistics to the biggest hospital in India, they still have 75% of their appointment bookings happening through phone calls, which means everybody from bottom to the top has to have some human interface some telecaller teams built and sitting there actually servicing the calls. Unfortunately, this is the same problem everybody else has, right? Most of the appointments happen only from 7:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's the busy hour. You build a 30-member team. The 30-member team is servicing maybe 1,000 patients during that hour, but post 11, those 30-member teams are actually waiting for calls, right? So there is an inefficiency in the system that keeps building up if you try to scale it up too much, right? So then we try to move that around. Second thing is, in order to solve this problem, most of the hospitals actually went ahead and built a nice digital initiative, right? Everybody has a good website, right? Most of you probably have also an app if you are large enough as an ecosystem, right? Here is some quick numbers. Again, if you look at the numbers, right? Top hospitals in India have around 10 million downloads, right? These are not active subscribers, they're just downloads, right? In comparison to simple things, right? Uber, Ola, they have 100 million plus downloads. Does it mean those services are more important than hospital services? That's not the point, right? The thing is, at heart of it, those are services that we use every day, so we think that they can be on our phone. But even a very critical app from a hospital, I not find a real necessity to keep it on my phone, because I'll say, okay, I'll use it when I need it, right? I'll download it right then and there. But that never happens. I end up going to Google, I end up going to somewhere else, right? Practo, which literally spends a lot of money in making sure that people download an app, just has 10 million downloads, right? The amount of money that you require today in India for anybody to download your app is 700 rupees. It's called customer acquisition cost. So if you take an app of your hospital and you say, I want 100 people to download that app, you should be ready to spend 70,000 rupees. That's the bottom line. Right? So if you don't want to spend such extreme CAC and you see that it's not going to be used every day, then you fall back onto finding other things, right? What is the other thing that you can do? You build a low utility ecosystem, like you build a website. The problem with the website is it works brilliantly if you are a single doctor. It works brilliantly if you are a single specialty or a very specific unit, right? The problem is with the scale again. Fortis has roughly around 250 doctors listed on its website, right? It is practically impossible for a doctor to find a doctor on that website. Forget a patient to find a doctor, right? So, and then there are language barriers, because 70% of the Indian population still speak different languages at different time, right? So it's impossible to build that ecosystem again together. What we could do in the last few years to improve this digitization and bringing more cohesiveness to the ecosystem was bots. Bots were the first one to come to the rescue. They are welcome add-ons on the website. Now at least you don't have to go through the entire website just to get to a doctor, right? You can go and just start clicking on the website. You can start checking on the menu, and at least it takes you through a quick few places. They are a great way to organize workflows. If you want to book an appointment, a bot is a great thing to implement. It will take you 4 steps, get the work done, right? Again, this is best, but again, they are to do most of the simple things in the most simplest way, right? They help you do all of that. So, what's wrong with bots, right? While bots have been great add-ons, bots lack one simple thing that a person who is going through a medical need needs. That's empathy, right? The reason why patients continue to call is because they are looking for somebody to just take that question and give an answer, right? They don't need to do 10 steps to get to an answer. They don't have that kind of, let's say, they're going through pain enough. So for them to now start thinking of identifying the right doctor kind of is an effort that they don't want to put at that point of time. They want something simple, so they will just call, right? Again, bots have been doing great. The one Achilles heel for a bot is basically the rigid workflow, right? Every time. And most of us would have seen this, right? The other problem is our experiences with the bot. The first time all of us were introduced to bots were through IVRs, and IVR are kind of bots, right? They are similar to bots, right? And we all collectively hate IVRs. Every time you call a call center and they say, you have to start making choices on the numbers on your phone, all of us are looking for alternatives, right? We want to get to that call center person as soon as possible. Previously, like a decade back, they would just give you that 9 option, right? You press 9 and you will go to the agent. I keep doing that even today, even though there is no 9 anymore, right? They've removed that 9. But I still keep pressing that 9 because I want to get to that human interface who can just take my question and answer, right? So I've talked a lot about the problem, and I think some of this is collectively shared and you understand where I'm heading towards. So what we've done is, this is where AI can be different. And this is what I want to propose in today's seminar, right? We can actually use AI to actually solve a lot of these problems in a much better manner. And the best way, the why AI is very different from, let's say, bot, is because it has cognitive intelligence, right? What I mean by cognitive intelligence is when you actually talk to AI, and I think we're seeing some of the examples when Ilyas was running through this, right? You could literally say, I just need an agent, or I need a man with the baby's face sitting in a cradle, and DALL-E will do it like this, right? You can have that picture in a minute generated for you without even moving a finger, right? It's that simple. So cognitive intelligence can play a big role. First, especially in languages. So there is no necessity to translate anything anymore, right? If anybody comes to you and says that you have to pay for content translation, he is robbing you, right? You can just say no to it, because content translation can be done with zero effort right now with the AI. And you can do this on ChatGPT, you can do it in the plethora of tools, but you can do it like really, really quick, right? Second thing, it has the ability to think and apply learning. What it means is, AI is smart enough and it has come to an age where if a patient tells a problem, AI can take that problem, understand the problem, identify who can actually help in this problem, and then also identify if there are businesses or if there is a person who's there right next to it who can help and bring that information on the forefront, right? So LLMs, basically ChatGPT is an LLM, which is a large language model. Large language models are known for translation parts, right? But there are a lot of AI generated around it which can actually do quite a bit of work, right? Last thing is, this is one system that will continue to be empathetic to your patients irrespective of the flow that they are going in, right? They could ask same question 10 times and the tone wouldn't change, right? So the question is, how can you implement, right? Now I'm just going back to the healthcare marketing because that's where I started from, right? So how do you position patient care in your healthcare marketing strategy, right? How does it become the centerpiece for everything else to work, right? So you use your local SEO, you use your social, you do all of that you are doing, and you continue to do that and drive your patients to first discover you as a person whom they would want to, right? Then you take that engagement channel and lead the patient to a channel which can deliver personalized care, right? And that you can do through personalizing their care journeys, right? So system has evolved enough where we can build an entire AI for an hospital, train it for that hospital, and then enable that information to your patient via simple WhatsApp number. That means not only can they book appointments, not only can they know about doctor, it has gone to an extent where he doesn't even have to he doesn't even have to start looking for a ortho to find he doesn't have to identify that I need an orthopedic. I'll show you here, right? I don't know, this is not visible, but what I wanted to show you was that here is a patient's journey where the patient starts off with a simple statement of saying, I have a leg pain. That's all he knows. Your patient, like you already know, just knows the pain that he is suffering through, right? That's all you want to know. You don't want to know the solution, right? So AI can take that information that the person has a leg pain, break that down into saying, because he has a leg pain, it might be more important for him to maybe see an ortho, go through a hospital's list of doctors, identify a orthopedic, and then recommend that doctor with the timings of the doctor availability. This can be done using a voice note in any language. This is available today out there. Right? So you could just, a patient could just take a phone, open WhatsApp, go to your hospital's number on WhatsApp, switch on the microphone and just say, I am currently suffering through this, I would like to get an appointment. That's all he has to do. The AI will do the rest. It will find the right doctor in your hospital, present that doctor's information, give him an option to book an appointment right through there. Doesn't even have to walk out of WhatsApp. Right? And as a hospital, as somebody who wants to monitor how the AI is actually working, what AI is really doing on your behalf, there is a very detailed dashboards that are given to you, which actually have conversations, what conversation was done. It gives you conversation summarization. So now, the same telecaller team which was spending 70-80% of their time answering if the doctor, who's the doctor, what kind of a doctor, doctor's profile, information about the doctor, just trying to tell what is the availability of the doctor, that all goes away. That is all done through a simple WhatsApp conversation. And it is like a new, normal human natural language conversation. It doesn't have to, there are no bots, there are no numbering, there are no workflows. Right? That all can be done. And for your caller team, now they are looking at a dashboard and saying, okay, I have a patient who went through this entire conversation, who had this pain, who was given a solution. Did he book an appointment? If you are successfully able to book an appointment, the agent doesn't have to even do anything. The times when agent have to intervene, the AI also is smart enough to tell that these are the cases where you have to intervene. And then your telecaller teams can actually come in and then intervene at that point. Right? I just want to tell you how this would pan out in a more elaborate journey scenario. Right? I try to take an example of the patient's maternity journey, primarily because it's something that we all can relate to. But any care journey that is prolonged, especially onco or maternity or IVF, there are so many of these where you have a long care journey. AI can make a substantial difference with patient advocacy. Right? It can help patients discover the right doctor in the hospital. It can answer a lot of questions for them even before they come to your table, right? Simple things. What do I need to do? What can I eat? What can I not eat? Right? All this can be done through an AI, through interactive sessions. Right? This actually can then extend throughout the span of the care, right? For a pregnant woman, this can be entire 9-10 months of journey where the AI is prompting every 2 weeks to the maternity patient, and then, I don't want to call patient, but like the mother, the expecting mother, and even telling her that the next 2 weeks could be this. This is what you can expect in the coming 2 weeks, right? And then mother can have, see, the idea is not to take away the doctor. Idea is to educate your patient more in a manner that when they come to see you, they actually know at least something about why they are there, right? So they can ask more intelligent questions. They can just, next time the patient comes to you, rather than he coming and saying, oh, I am experiencing, he'll say, I know that this is a normal symptom and it's okay to experience, but I think maybe I am experiencing a little more than everybody else. Can you tell me a little more? I read this, I understand this is how it works. And all this is done through let's say pre-programmed, or I would say pre-trained AI ecosystems. So there is no burden on hospitals to do this. You are not training the bot to do this. You are only designing the AI to do what you would want them to do on your behalf, and then they do this pretty much without a workflow, right? The same system can actually also go to an extent where the ecosystem can also evolve, where you can also position services that you would want to offer as part of that care journey, right? And if the patient would want to procure that, at least they're aware that there is something like that, right? In simple cases, like in case of a maternity journey, maybe while the woman is in the third trimester, can she be recommended of a maternity pillow, right? It's a very simple thing, and you can just, and that AI could do almost automatically, just by knowing that the patient is in that part of the journey, right? And this can all happen without any interference, without you having to do anything. So again, the idea is to use AI to do something at scale, do things that you would want to implement, but you are unable to because it requires a lot of investment, a lot of manpower from your end, right? And then I would like to summarize primarily just talking about some best practices for the AI healthcare marketing, right? So first is establish vision, which I think is most of you, if you're already doing digital marketing, are trying to do. Continue to do that. Continue to generate content that is relevant, that is informative. I think that keeps the ball rolling. It keeps people more informed. And in the country where 7 out of 10 people lack basic health education, I think we are not doing enough. So we can do that more. When you're actually building an AI marketing channel, or you're using AI for your healthcare engagements, I would recommend that you take patient consent. Right? Simple. And this can be done again by AI. You don't have to do it. AI is smart enough to actually trigger a request for the consent, record the consent before it even continues into the journey, right? And all this is possible today, right? Second is engage via personalized channels. To give you a good start, in India, there are 900 million active WhatsApp users today. And we spend 2.5 hours every day. So 900 million people collectively spend 2.5 hours every day on WhatsApp. Right? It's a great medium to communicate. Right? I am not canvassing for WhatsApp, I'm just telling you the stats. Right? That's a great medium to go. It's vernacular, you can share all kind of content. It's a great way to personalize information. Right? What it is not good at is to do spray and pray. Right? Spray and pray works as a great strategy on socials, on Insta, on Facebook. But if you want to really go to WhatsApp, you have to personalize. I don't want to see an ad for maternity, right? But I would love to see an ad for maybe something which is more relevant to my age, my profile, right? That's the key to use WhatsApp. Third is, of course, you need to invest in an AI-powered patient engagement platform. Shameless plug, I am from Prodoc. We offer a patient engagement platform that does everything that I spoke today. There are others in the market you can look up, but yeah. Why you need one? You need one because the information that you're sharing has to be catered and tailor-made for your hospital. It has to be customized to what you would want to engage with, and you know your patient journey better than anybody else, right? And if you can just train the AI once, it will do that job for you every day. Finally, build patient advocacy as a central theme. Encourage patients to ask questions. It's just that they don't have to be answered by you always. They can ask a lot of questions, get answers, and when they don't get the right answers from the AI engine, they can always come to you, right? And this information is fairly accurate because it is being trained on the data that you are providing. So it's not a generic data that's out there that is being trained on. Finally, enable interventions when necessary. Again, you guys know the best. The telecaller teams can always step in. I'm not saying that you will have to get away with them. My only point is that let's AI do the journey of that 70-80% of the patient journey. AI can walk them through, and if there is still an intervention required, then that's a welcome intervention. Right? I stop here. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity, and have a good afternoon. Yeah, thank you.